People, right?
Yeah.
We always talk about that, but like I said before, we're really starting to see this cultural change. But I'll tell you, there's still some small pockets in the organization that are not yet ready to press the I believe button and think that somebody else can do that a little bit faster, better, cheaper than they can.
Several shows, and I got to look it up to see if I'm actually quoting the right person, but I think it's Robert Kennedy that said that 1/3 of everybody's against everything all the time, no matter what it is.
Well, we're probably at that 1/3 mark. But again, we're really starting to see that different shift. But we have to demonstrate success, and we're showing that with the pilots that we're specifically monitoring, tracking. But at the same time, we've got a lot of early adopters that have gone out before us, okay, before there was a cloud security requirements guide, before there was a cloud access point, et cetera. And so now one of the challenges is to bring those back in, and we're doing that through a thing we call common services deployment. Identity access management, host-based security, those types of things that we in the Department of Defense require to get an authority to operate anywhere. Right now, those early adopters are providing those capabilities themselves, which is an increased cost. And so we're looking at deploying a common services infrastructure enclave within the off-prem commercial cloud, and then repoint these early adopters and all the pilots as well back to that. It's going to save us a considerable amount of money, and it's going to give us more visibility in not just the cyber defense aspects, because all the sensors will be feeding from the application will be feeding back to us in a centralized manner, but it's also going to give us visibility of the dollars that we're totally spending across the Army.
Yeah, that's another good point. Gives you a better handle to get a handle on your portfolio and the dollars you're spending.
Well, it does, and what we don't want to do is get into a situation where we're almost having to do data center consolidation in the cloud, right? We've been doing data center consolidation on-prem for quite some time, so we don't want to exasperate that.
Right.
And so, we're taking a very cautious and methodical approach to how we go forward doing that. And the last thing I'd say is that the challenge is right now there's only a few games in town, service providers that have a DoD provisional authorization to operate at the higher impact levels. And so we need more industry partners to start achieving that provisional authorization to give us more competition and give us more things, because as was stated earlier, by Chris and Dan, not every workload is suitable for a particular service provider's infrastructure. We have to look at and what's the best balance and the cost and benefit and performance based on that. Well, I guess that's about it, really. I will tell you, we don't have the one last thing is the training of our people to leverage cloud technologies is not where it ought to be internally today. And so we're really striving to look for a consulting, engineering, and migration support value-added service as we move into that environment. So we do it collectively and in a good way.
Excellent point.